Hello.
You didn't.
You
You didn't
always
skiddly diddly do.
skiddly diddly do. This is episode 15 of the Fear and Broathing podcast, where we talk about random movies every week. And this is we're a little late recording today. This is actually the day that it would normally go up on YouTube, but we're doing something different. We are streaming the episode live to Twitch, and then we're also going to put it on YouTube later. So if you're here, cool. If you're not, whatever. You can always watch it back. But we are on episode 15. This is the 5th episode of the new season where we have decided a champion already. And then this one will determine our second champion.
I didn't realize we're halfway through this season already.
Yeah, it's we've done a lot. And
Yeah, breezing by.
it doesn't feel like we've done a lot because we can look at what we've watched so far and we're like, oh, we watched Flower, and we watched The Ritual, which is a very pleasant surprise. Speaking of pleasant surprises, we got our first Oscar nomination here with American Hustle. Is there any doubt that this was an Oscar nomination for Best Picture?
Oh, no fucking doubt.
Because it's so fucking good.
Oh, I was gonna tell you this. I was while I was waiting for you and like twiddling my thumbs and whatnot. I was reading through the trivia, and I guess a good portion of this movie was improv. Like they would they'd go off script for a second, then like Christian Bale would be talking to what's the director's name? David something.
David O. Russell.
And yeah, he's like, Christian Bale would be like, well, that doesn't really like fit the plot. He's like, well, I'm not really trying to write a movie for the plot. I'm trying to write a movie about characters. And
Yeah.
they would just like go with it. And a lot of this movie, and which makes sense because like some of the scenes with Bradley Cooper seem like they were just like thinking back and like who would be able to write something like that.
Right.
But like the fact that it's improv makes more sense.
Some of the shit that Bradley Cooper did in this movie it was insane. It was ridiculous. He'd be like grunting and he'd be like, I want to fuck you right now. It's like, and then, dude, the funniest scene to me was Amy Adams is like, I don't want to do that. And he just goes, ah.
I've had that scene stuck in my head all night. Ah!
And I mean, that's a better reaction than what most, I say most guys, but there's a lot of guys out there who will have a way worse reaction to that about being turned down. So, if the most he does is just scream about it, let him belt it out.
Scream and grunt like a fucking ape. Me want tatas.
He's like Tim Allen.
Speaking of Tim Allen, one time I was looking at his stand-up and I would randomly skip through, and I shit you not, every time I skip through, he'd go, and like like a minute in, he'd go, skip like another minute, he'd go,
Never. Yeah, it never fails. Dude, like, I'm pretty sure one episode of Home Improvement has, like, the grunt power of a female tennis player. Like, just, you could watch one tennis match, or you could watch an episode of Home Improvement. You're gonna get your grunt quota for the week. It's pretty impressive.
So Tim Allen is like 1/4 of a tennis woman's grunt.
Yeah. Just one episode of Home Improvement.
Serena Williams is like, your grunts are only half my power. I'll show you the power of a true grunt. He just like
Tim Allen's like, oh, you think that was a grunt, huh? If you're just tuning in. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, I'm Shawn.
I'm Joe.
And, yeah, there's a camera, Nuggets over there.
There's a camera. That's not a camera. That's the camera. We only have one camera. We're not that rich.
I just have this guy.
I can't see Shawn.
Yeah, but I can see Joe.
Shawn keeps me in the dark.
Just like when we lived together.
Yeah. Stuck me behind the couch.
You did that yourself.
I picked it. I was like, I want this room. It's got checkered floors.
It's not it's the living room. His room was literally the living room.
Yeah, I had like a sheet behind the couch, and this little area where I put my bed fit perfectly. It was like kismet, you know? It was meant to be.
Yes.
And then Shawn's current cat hated me and would tear my wall down. Yeah. Not metaphorically, like literally tear my wall down.
She's 8 now.
Yeah, I'll see her try that now. She's an old lady now. I'll find her.
She was young and spry when she was doing that.
Yeah, she had a lot of angst.
That teen angst. Yeah, she was 2, but she was actually 24 in human years when she was ripping your shit down. It was her rebellious. She had just become legal to drink, so she was like fucked up all the time.
She getting into the milk. She would just by the gallon.
American Hustle.
Yes.
By David O. Russell. Written. Yeah, exactly. I wonder if he realized that while he was making it. He was like, "Oh shit, American Hustle. I'm David O. Russell. I wrote this script and I directed it."
He's just like sitting there writing. He's like,
This movie is a fucking roller coaster ride. It's set in 1978, so late 70s, almost the 80s. I'm pretty sure they kind of dip into the 80s. No, maybe? I don't know.
Sure.
Because there's like, I'm pretty sure like 3 years pass in the span of the movie. But I may be wrong. Well, we've got Irving, who is played by Christian Bale expertly. Everybody in this movie does a great job. It's not a surprise that this was nominated for, but it was nominated for like every Oscar. It was Best Actor Christian Bale, Best Supporting Actor in Bradley Cooper, Best Female or Best Actress in Amy Adams, and then Jennifer Lawrence was Best Supporting Actress, and then it was nominated for Best Picture. It didn't win anything except for like some Golden Globes. It did win some Golden Globes. It won some Globes, dude.
It won the Globies.
Yeah, it won some Globes. Let's see, is there anything else that...
The synopsis.
You got the synopsis pulled up?
Yeah, and I kid you not, it takes me like 15 seconds to scroll to the bottom. It's so long.
It is almost a 3-hour movie.
It is. I was surprised. I was like, because we started late last time, like, ooh, shit, I don't know if we're going to have time to record. So I was like, Shawn gets home at 7:30. He might want to eat. So I'm going to say 8 o'clock is when we might start. And then I was like, 10:20. And then we got on at like 8:30. I'm like, shit.
And then we were having some technical difficulties, so that took a little bit. But we got that sorted out.
Yeah. Are you talking about today?
Yeah, with the headset. Yeah. We thought it was your microphone as the headset, but...
I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I need to stop leaving this microphone all the way turned up all the time.
I started realizing it. I thought... Okay, so we were looking at that YouTube video about the guy with a static voice. Was his voice staticky on the video whenever you were watching it? Yeah. I thought that was... I thought I was going to skip to the end of the video, and he's like, and there it is. It's fixed. No, it's just my... Like... He was like, I'm going to teach you how to get rid of the static on your microphone. And I thought he was adding the static effect on himself so that he could be like, and this is how you get rid of it. But no, it was my headset the whole time. some shit?
Ain't that about a bitch? It's fine.
Yeah, it is fine. So anyway, we've got Christian Bale, we've got Amy Adams. They are so. The movie starts with Irving trying. He's a very successful con man, but it kind of kicks off by telling you why he is a con man, and his dad was a pushover who basically lost everything to con men. So he was like, "Well, I'm not gonna." Christian Bale made it like a goal for himself. Like, I'm never gonna be as pathetic as my dad. Kind of a depressing start, but then you see him all grown up. He's chubby Christian Bale. He probably put on that weight himself.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he's
he's a method actor. He's
Yeah.
a crazy method actor. Like,
oh, The Machinist is terrifying.
I was just about to. I was looking at pictures of him in The Machinist because that's another movie that David O. Russell did.
Mm-hmm.
And God,
Yeah,
he's got like a nasty body.
yeah, he's horrifying, dude. All he did was eat an apple every day for like a year in preparation. Like, he ate an apple a day. That's all he did.
The doctors are scared of him.
Yeah, that's why he never went to he never had to go to the hospital.
Wow.
He probably should have.
Yeah, probably.
That dude was.
I also found out he's had a wife since 2000. So she has been with him through him losing a shit ton, like a scary amount of weight. I think he lost like 70 something pounds, then gaining all of it back in preparation for the Batman movies. And then like he didn't do anything too crazy like in between, did he? Between like the Batman movies and this?
I would. Well, what is his? What's his filmography looking like for the Batman and? Well, not the Batman, but
A Batman.
he was in Batman Begins through Dark Knight Rises.
So The Machinist, 2004. So he was in Howl's Moving Castle. He played as Howl in the same year that he did The Machinist. That means when he was doing Howl's Moving Castle, he was skinny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that doesn't really require. Well, he was skinny, but Howl's Moving Castle didn't really require him to go too hard.
No, but like he was still in the like after The Machinist, still gaining that weight afterwards. So just to think that he was like in the booth, just malnourished looking.
Yeah. No,
Kind
that's
of crazy.
Yeah, that sucks, man. Like, I mean, yeah, The Machinist is a great movie, but like that's fucked. Like, I don't think I'm never losing that much weight to begin with.
Either. Definitely not for a movie.
No.
So he did The Machinist 2004. He did Harsh Times in 2005, and then Batman Begins also in 2005. No, he just did that one movie in between. Harsh Times. Oh,
Huh?
he's jacked.
He's
He's fucking jacked.
so it might not have been too drastic. Well, I don't know. The Machinist then getting jacked for Batman, and then because in between Batman and The Machinist, then
Yeah, so this
There's
is
a
in
movie in
between.
between?
He's not okay. So he's not like jacked. He's kind of like he's slim. I don't know if he's still super skinny underneath all that. He's wearing a suit, so I can't really tell. And the fucking poster though, he's got like muscles, but that could just be photoshopped.
well,
That's crazy.
I just
Fucking-
I just don't see him as the type of person to get like airbrushed too much. I know everybody wears makeup, and I know that everybody gets airbrushed to an extent, but I just feel like he would like, especially for the machinist, like that dude got nasty fucking skinny, but and then he got really fat for this. Well, not really fat. He had a beer gut.
Yeah, he's
Um,
just chubby. Apparently, he slipped 2 discs because
in
he was like
in
he
American
gained all that
Hustle.
weight. Yeah, he gained all that weight, and then he made himself have this like posture where he's kind of like slouched all the time. And I guess he slipped a couple discs.
Oh fuck, that's
Yeah, it's fucking
I
crazy.
I know what that's like, Mr. Bale.
I haven't
Yeah.
slipped a disc yet. Really don't want to. I don't even know where my discs are. I don't have a CD drive or anything.
They're in your spine. Yeah.
Oh, oh, ow, God.
Yeah. So I'm glad he has the resources to get that taken care of. He more than I do, or
He's,
he does more so than I. Words are difficult, especially when we're talking on a podcast.
yeah,
Um, there's a
live.
podcast about movies. Yeah, it's live. We're doing it live. Fuck it.
Okay, we're doing it live. God, I wish I had a soundboard.
Fuck it. um, yeah, so Irving is played by Christian Bale. Sidney Prosser is the character who Amy Adams in this movie. She's brilliant.
Phenomenal.
She's brilliant. She's
She,
always good, but she wears the least amount of clothes. I think I hate to be that guy, but like this is the least amount of clothes I've ever seen Amy Adams wear, and I was like, goddamn.
I felt bad for her because like she's getting groped up by like all these different guys.
Yeah.
I guess, and like that must be like extremely uncomfortable.
David O. Russell doesn't have like the best track record with women. Like he's he's one of those guys that like he's not necessarily like Stanley Kubrick levels of shitbag, despite me loving everything that Stanley Kubrick has ever done. Uh, but he like Stanley Kubrick was a piece of shit, especially to his actresses. David O. Russell's not got the best track record. Just ask Lily Tomlin on that.
I'm looking at it now. Russell has left a trail of allegations of abusive behavior throughout his career. On the set of I Heart Huckabees, Russell unleashed a flood of insults and cruel words at Lily Tomlin, all of which were captured on film.
Yeah, and you can actually watch that video on YouTube of him just screaming at her.
I think I stumbled upon a video about how abusive he was, like randomly. I think it was him, because like it was in like a classroom or something. It looked like.
Yeah. And then it's like, I'm just trying to help you understand the picture, bitch. Like, and he's just like yelling at her. Mike Birbiglia is one of my favorite comedians, and he did a bit about David O. Russell yelling at Lily Tomlin, and he basically made a joke about David O. Russell when David O. Russell was about to accept a Lifetime Achievement Award, and David O. Russell heard Mike Birbiglia tell this joke about him. He got up and he left. Imagine you're gonna get a Lifetime Achievement Award. You know that this is happening. Some comedian that you've never heard of, I've heard of him, but that you've never heard of, gets up on stage and he goes, "Yeah, I'm about to give the Lifetime Achievement Award to David O. Russell, but first, let me tell you a joke that's gonna make you get the fuck up and leave."
Did they catch him? Like the camera catch him leaving?
I hope so. I hope so.
Really hope so. That's fucking hilarious.
that's like career defining comedy right there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking funny.
When I looked up Mike Birbiglia, I was expecting like a. There he is. Mike Birbiglia. I was expecting like a really, really, really young guy. I was thinking like
He used to be.
We all used to be.
This is true. This is true.
What's that fucking other comedian? He had that. It's like the edgy comedian on fucking Comedy Central.
Andrew Dice Clay. Hey.
No, actually, now that I'm looking at him, I thought he was gonna look like Pete Holmes.
Dude, Pete Holmes is fucking funny too.
I haven't listened to. I haven't watched like a lot of his. Like he had that TBS show. I know that.
He had a show on HBO called Crashing as well. I don't know if he had a show. I don't know if that's the same show. I don't think so.
No, his what was his show on? It's just called the Pete Holmes Show. Insufficient audience numbers is why they got canceled.
Yeah, I think he did better on HBO because Crashing was actually a good show. I didn't watch the TBS one. I know John Mulaney had a show for a while, and that shit flopped too.
Oh, there it is, Mulaney.
Yeah.
Only one season.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, back to we do this a lot whenever I don't know if you've watched an episode on YouTube of the Fear and Broathing podcast, but we rant, we go off on tangents, and then it takes us a while to get through the movie, but we have a good time.
It's always good to have tangents.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a freeform thing, podcast. So we're allowed to just say whatever the fuck we want, and hopefully people are watching or checking it out. If not, fuck them. This ain't for you anyway.
Shawn. Yeah, this isn't your mom's podcast.
Oh, is that Tom Segura's podcast? Yeah, this isn't your mom's podcast. Whack ass Tom Segura.
Shit. One of us has to take our shirts off. One of us is Bert. I can never pronounce his last name. Kirscher?
Bert. Chrysalis.
No, not the cocoon that caterpillars are in.
Is it chrysalis? I've never understood this. Like, so there's moths. They do the same shit. There's chrysalis, and then there's cocoon. Is there a difference?
Quiescent? Quiescent? What the fuck? Insect pupa, especially of a butterfly or moth. The hard outer case enclosing a chrysalis. So a chrysalis is enclosing a chrysalis. Cocoons are particular to moths, while chrysalises are formed by the butterflies. Okay.
So I am wrong.
I guess they're interchangeable.
What other movie podcast you guys listen to where we talk about butterflies and shit? Or where they talk about butterflies and shit, yeah.
And learn new words like
quiescent.
Quiescent.
I think it's quiescent.
Let's hear. Quiescent. Really loud, right in my fucking ear.
Well, you have headphones on.
Yeah. I didn't think it'd be that loud. Quiescent. And a state or a period of inactivity or dormancy. It's like when I get home. Quiescent.
Yeah.
It's my quiescent period.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens when I get home too. I sometimes I do stuff.
I play video games a lot.
The pool just opened.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I was thinking about doing that shit.
I'm surprised. I'm very surprised actually that the pool doesn't stay open year round because you're in Texas and it doesn't like get that cold. I'm assuming.
It depends. It's not like as bad as Illinois, obviously, but like it'll get down to like below 30 sometimes. Sometimes it'll snow. Yeah.
Jesus.
Sometimes it'll snow and we'll be like, "What the fuck?" And then our power grid can't take it.
It's like, why? You guys have had snow like the past 3 years and they haven't done anything about it yet. They're just like, oh god, it's happening again.
Whoa.
Quick, shoot the snow. And every Texan is just down there. Pop.
Because everybody in Texas has a gun. Not me.
I was gonna say, Shawn, where's your gun, huh?
I threw mine away. They gave me a gun whenever I first entered Texas, and then I was like, I don't want this shit. Actually,
It's like going to Hawaii, you get a lay. They just put a chain with a gun around it. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my god.
To be a Texan, you either gotta have a gun or a really big fucking belt buckle. Shawn?
I don't have a butt. So I do have something that most Texans have, and that's a very small penis.
Oh god, I'm lightheaded now. Oh god.
Are we going to talk about this movie?
Speaking of small penises, Bradley Cooper was in.
I get it. He's a raccoon. Raccoons have naturally small penises.
It's science.
Yeah. And Bradley Cooper played a raccoon 3 times.
Ooh, it just gets smaller and smaller.
He also plays he's a FBI agent in this movie. And he's trying to do... Okay, so let's go back. Irving and Sydney. Sydney is Amy Adams. Irving is Christian Bale. They're running cons, so they kind of meet at this party, and they they're both obsessed with what's his fucking name?
Duke Ellington.
Duke Ellington. Jesus Christ, how did I not remember Duke Ellington? But they're like, yeah, who starts a song like this? They got these well, that's a very bad New Jersey accent, but they're like,
who starts a song like that? I can't do them either.
yeah, who starts a song like this? Or whatever the fuck.
Who starts a song like this? Hey.
Yeah, so they're like, how many times has Duke Ellington saved your life? And Amy Adams is like, once or twice. And then Christian Bale's like, yeah, me too. And then they start like hanging out and doing cons together and fucking a lot, and you get to see Amy Adams' boobie. For any of you perverts out there,
Boobie.
yeah, you get to see a little boobie.
Bub.
I think this might be the first time you actually see Amy Adams in the nude, because you see her butt a little bit.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you kind of you see a lot of her chest, not her chesticles, but just her chest.
Yeah,
a lot throughout the movie. But I think this is the first time. Was she in a bathing suit or something beforehand?
I don't know. I think she was kind of just in a pretty revealing shirt at the party, but she's just in revealing clothes the entire movie, because that's I guess that's just her character. Her and Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence in this movie is obsessed with her fucking nail polish.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It's sweet and sour. He really likes a sweet and sour.
Yeah, apparently it smells good, but it also smells like garbage.
Smells like butterflies with garbage.
Yeah.
Something like that. It was flowers. It smells like flowers with garbage.
And she's like, it smells like lavender and dog shit. I don't fucking know. I'm paraphrasing.
Like dog shit undertone.
Yeah, and then she's like, oh yeah, and he's obsessed with it, pointing to Christian Bale, and Christian Bale's like, yeah, I can't get enough of it. I can't get enough. They're trying to con. Well, we'll get into that later, but because they're trying to do some shit. But
I think a really good detail that they started off with is right before everything. The first thing after the title card that you see is Christian Bale, the big bald spot on his head. He's like this little tuft of hair right there, and he takes this it just looks like a Brillo pad, and he sticks it on top of his head and glues it down. He's just sitting there combing it
Yeah,
for like
yeah.
a solid minute or two.
Yeah,
And
and then we kind of like get the first Well, this is like during them knowing each other. Uh, Mr. Damaso, Richie Damaso, played by Bradley Cooper. It kind of cuts, or it starts you off with their relationship already being established. So Christian Bale comes out of the bathroom with his comb over done the way he likes it. And then Amy Adams is sitting there talking to Richie, and then he's like, "What you doing? You trying to fuck my wife?" And he's like, "No, man, I'm not trying to fuck you." He's like, "I didn't even touch her. We didn't have sex. We didn't do anything." And then like they start talking a little bit, talking shit to each other, and then he's like, "You think that's funny?" He's like, "What? This is what I think is funny." And he like smacks his hair, and goes up. And then Amy Adams is like, he worked really hard on that.
Bradley Cooper and Christian Bale's chemistry in this are just fucking
I think
top notch.
I think everybody, like all of the main four actors in this movie, are phenomenal. Bradley Cooper has incredible chemistry with everybody in this movie, including Louis C.K., which like.
Oh yeah, he does.
Like Louis C.K. is in this movie. He also works for the FBI. He's one of the desk guys. He's
desk jockey.
He's a desk jockey named Stoddard Thorson.
Crazy last name. Of course.
But anyway, so there's some very funny moments that happen throughout the movie. I honestly would recommend going out of your way and watching this movie, because it keeps you enthralled. It's solid the whole way through. So not only is Irving a con artist who gets a girl to go along with his plans, she helps him better his evil schemes to get money from people who are just pieces of shit, basically. Honestly, not a bad gig. They're basically just conning lowlifes and criminals and getting money. Their first con... So, okay, Christian Bale, his character, he sells fake art, and he also has a loan scam where he charges a premium to get people more money, but he never gives them the money. I don't know how that's supposed to work, but it works. He's like, "Look, I don't do anything. I don't make deals with people I can't close." And he goes, $5,000. That's my fee, and I will give you 50, and I will get you 50,000, basically. And he gives him different figures every time. But
he has like 5 for 35, 5 for 50,
and that's the gist of it. And then Amy Adams comes in and helps him with that, and like they get stupid money, basically. And then they were trying to pull this con on another person. Turns out that person is Richie Damaso, and that is Bradley Cooper, and this is a sting. And he pops him. He's like, "Got you, motherfuckers!" And so they're about to go to prison for scamming motherfuckers. And then he's like, "Unless you guys help me to lock up or make 4 additional arrests." And he's targeting politicians and the mafia mostly.
Well, at first it was like just it wasn't politicians yet. It was like cuz like this is like the descent of Bradley Cooper and like the rise of his arrogance.
Yeah.
Is like he starts off pretty modest. They just want to pop 4 people. I'm assuming people that Irving has worked with before.
Right.
And then he starts like no, we can get politicians, and he's like, no, we can get the mob.
Yeah.
And it gets way out of control.
Yeah, and then the whole time they're like, Christian Bale's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? We don't go after those people." Like,
Yeah, like they will fucking kill us. Like if we
yeah.
get one person, they're gonna fucking kill us.
Yeah. So Bradley Cooper is he started going insane with he's like, "No, I'm your boss now, and you do whatever I tell you." And then Christian Bale's just like going along with it, and it just a lot of insanity ensues. So they eventually start working on the mayor of. I don't think it's Atlantic City. It's like Trenton, New Jersey, or something, or Camden.
Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah, he's he's
Carmine Polito.
Yeah, he's played by fucking Hawkeye. What's his name? Fucking
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner. And he's got the most ridiculous haircut I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's so big.
But it is the 70s, so yeah. I get it. But Jeremy Renner, nice guy in this movie. Is he trying to open a casino? Yeah. Is he like cool with the mob? Yeah. But he's a good dude. All he's trying to do is
make New Jersey a better place.
And that's never going to happen.
No. It's New Jersey. Sorry for anyone in New Jersey listening to this. Sorry you live in New Jersey.
Yeah, I'm sorry you live in New Jersey. Move.
Yeah. I mean, like, the state is like 5 feet wide. Just take a step in any general direction. Besides east. It'll go straight into the ocean. Go north, south, or west. Preferably southwest.
If you live in New Jersey, move. If you have family there, kill them. And then move.
Get rid of any trace that you've ever been to New Jersey. You are a Philadelphian now.
Or wherever you go.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to Delaware if you want.
Yeah.
I don't think anything bad happens in Delaware.
maybe...
Reminds me of the fucking Wayne's World. They're like, got the green screen. They're like, we're in Hawaii. He's like doing the luau. And then they're like, we're in some other place. And they're like dancing. And then it's like something Delaware. It's like, we're in Delaware. They kind of just like staring at the camera.
Oh my god, dude.
My cats are going crazy, dude.
Hopefully we get through this and we actually get Wayne's World.
I love Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Me and my coworker and / friend Cole have been quoting Wayne's World for like a week now.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
I'm crossing my fingers for Walk Hard, but Wayne's World would be fantastic.
Dude, if we just keep getting like, if we just got Walk Hard, Wayne's World, and the other one. I know we always said another one. It was Walk Hard, Wayne's World,
Black Dynamite.
Black Dynamite. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a bloodbath.
for that championship title for season 2. I mean, it's gonna once we get to 100 episodes, that's gonna be a very nasty episode. Because like I'm not gonna know how to choose between 10 winners.
No, me either.
I
like how we've completely forgotten about Flower and Lady Chatterley's Lover and What Happens in Vegas. Like we're just like fuck those movies. Those are definitely last.
Yeah, because. And we're going to have those. I mean, The movies are randomized every week, so it's like we're going to have some shitty movies, dude.
Oh, yeah, like Lady Chatterley's Lover.
But The Ritual and American Hustle, those are going to be really hard to choose between.
Yeah. Yeah, we were kind of having we were in a agreement.
We're in agreement. We're in agreement.
That
we're in agreement. I don't know.
Greens? Is it greens a word?
I don't know. I'm a writer, and I'm like, I don't fucking know, dude. Just say that. While you're looking that up.
Yeah, it is a word. Agreeance.
We're in agreement.
It's more acceptable to use the term agreement to illustrate or explain two sides getting along. Agreeance is an older form of the word agreement that has not been widely used since the 1800s. Fuck it, I'm bringing it back. We're in agreeance. I'm bringing back agreeance. I'm bringing back that thing people do when they go. That.
I'm bringing back
swag.
I'm bringing back the word floozy.
Floozy. I'm bringing back sarsaparilla.
That's just root beer, isn't it?
I think, is it?
I think it's the root that.
Sarsaparilla. I'm gonna get a sarsaparilla.
Yeah, that's from another great movie.
Yep. If we got that movie, that'd be fucking dope too.
The Big Lebowski. And what's Sam Neill? Was that who it is that says?
Yeah, let me get a sarsaparilla.
Oh,
Ford
yeah.
F-150.
Get out of my face, Nat.
No, not that Sam Neill. Not Jurassic Park Sam Neill.
Oh, maybe it's not Sam Neill. Oh, it's something Elliott. Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott, yes.
Sam Neill. I'm a dum-dum.
Whoa, he looks fucking weird without his mustache. It looks like a turtle. He's got turtle lips.
If I could put it on the screen, I would, but I'm not going to.
I wish.
He just doesn't fit the theme of American Hustle and World, because he's not in it.
No.
Maybe we'll get one of Sam Elliott's movies. We'll get like The Man Who Killed Hitler and then the Bigfoot or something.
And then Ghost Rider.
Oh God.
Yes, he's in Ghost Rider. Oh, he's the caretaker. Okay. I am
lame.
Very, very.
We're getting, we've talked about very little of this movie.
And somehow we're only like, in the term of the movie, we're only like 30 minutes into it, if that.
Let's just rip through part of it real quick. That way we can get close to it, because we're only going for like an hour and a half, maybe a little bit longer, just because this is a longer movie.
Yeah.
So Amy Adams pretends to be British to fool everyone, and she goes by Lady Edith Greensley, and then
Lady Edith Greensley.
And while Christian Bale and Amy Adams are falling in love, we find out that Christian Bale has a wife and an adopted son, played by Rosalind. Not the adopted son. The adopted son is played by Rosalind. Her name's Rosalind. The son is not played by Jennifer Lawrence.
He's not?
No. But Rosalind is played by Jennifer Lawrence. The son is, I don't even give a shit what his name is.
He's just son.
Yeah. I think his name is like Danny in this movie.
Danny, yeah. Phantom.
I love that show. But yeah, so Irving is like, he's in love with Sydney, but he also has to be, because he's still married, and he's adopted this child, and Rosalind has threatened to call the police on him and then get full custody of Danny. She keeps setting her fucking house on fire, though, with random electronics and shit, and they make a whole point about that. There's like this whole argument about it, because like Danny's like, yeah, she bought a lamp with the sun in it, and it almost set the house on fire. And he's like, what the fuck, you trying to set the house on fire with my boy inside? And then
she's like, it's not even a big deal. I put it out.
It's like, I'm sure this shit happens to everybody who has this lamp. She's
very
aloof.
aloof, yeah, very aloof. She does not take accountability for any of her actions.
None whatsoever. Yeah,
She'll just be like, so she's very manipulative.
Yeah, she'll do some really fucked up shit. Like later in the movie, we'll find out. But like, she does some shit, and then she's like, "I don't see how this is my fault. Actually, it helped you." Like that kind of shit. And you're like,
"Oh yeah."
Yeah, like it's pretty fucked.
Yeah, she's a bad person. I mean, Irving's kind of a bad person too.
I think everybody in this movie is a shitbag except for Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner's probably and well, I don't know Danny. He's kind of shifty, you know.
Yeah, he's got those little hands, like.
Yeah.
Little bastard.
I don't trust him.
I don't trust him.
Maybe he started the fire.
Oh my god.
Maybe he got the silly juice. I think he says that. I think
I was trying to think, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He says something like, no, he's like, yeah, mommy made her special drink, and then, yeah, special drink.
Special drink. That's what you said.
Alcoholic beverage.
Yeah. It's like she made her special drink and set the house on fire with her lamp made from the sun.
Danny, what the fuck are you talking about?
Are you... Is my Johnny on drugs?
I am 38-year-old Irving, and you are my 10-year-old son Danny, and you are high as a kite yet again.
Where'd you get the drugs, Jimmy? Where'd you get the drugs? I'm Danny. Get it?
I knew what you meant. I was going along with it.
Jimmy is the character from the movie we're actually quoting. Dynamite. Dynamite.
Dynamite. These cats are going crazy.
No, it's just like on the desk chilling.
My cats are fighting. I heard Bean go. Get him, Bean.
Anyway, so yeah, they are. So Sydney goes. She goes up to Irving and she's like, "I'm gonna make that dude like fall in love with me." And speaking about Richie, which is a part of a plan. She's also gonna try to distance herself from Irving. She also like scrubs her existence as Sydney, and now she just has documentation that her name is Lady Edith Greensley, so she is British technically by documentation, which is fucking insane. But they have the money for it because they scammed a shit ton of people. And she starts to use that to start wooing Richie, which does cause a rift between... Well, there's already a rift between Irving and Richie anyway, just because Richie is like, I'm in charge, and I own you, basically. Get me 4 people, 4 arrests, and I'll let you leave, and you can go on with your life. If you don't give me these 4 arrests, we're gonna take your son, and we're gonna arrest you, and we're gonna do a bunch of bad stuff, and you're not gonna want to do that.
You're gonna be real sad if you don't help me.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much, yeah. You're gonna be real sad.
So, all that happens. They start taking down like people, and they're like, "All right, we just need one more person." So, and then Richie's like, "No, we're gonna go after the mayor." And he's like, "We're not going after politicians, motherfucker." Basically, we're not fucking doing that. And he's just like, "No, we're doing it, or else you'll never see your kid again," and shit. They start like coming up with these insane plans. It's almost kind of hard to follow, you really have to be paying attention for this one. But it's like, uh, Irving brings in a friend to pose as a wealthy, like, Arab. And he's supposed to be like the sheik of the Emirates or whatever, the Arabian Emirates. And then he's looking for investments, and Carmine is trying to open up a casino, and then or a bunch of different casinos, I think, but he's really focused on the one right now. And then he's just like, all right, so they have this like little dagger, and they're like Michael Pena or Pena Michael Pena. He's the friend. He's the Arab guy. He's like, I don't really know any Arabic. I'm Mexican. Shit's stupid. But yeah, they fool Jeremy Renner. Doesn't seem like that'd be really hard to do in real life. But yeah, Carmine is Jeremy Renner's character, and he is trying to bring Atlantic City back to a vibrant, bustling city. I don't think it's ever not been. But in this, maybe in the 70s, it was pretty rough. I don't know.
Maybe.
But I know Atlantic City's not doing horrible right now.
No.
But yeah, it's like we need to get more casinos in here. We need to make it a better experience for people in Atlantic City, and then we can start stretching to other cities in New Jersey, like Trenton and Camden and stuff like that. So Carmine does have his state's best interest at heart, albeit through gambling, which that's kind of a slippery slope there.
Yeah, kind of a weird way to do it, like kind of roundabout way of doing it.
Yeah, agreed. So yeah, Carmine has a genuine desire to help the economy, but Richie wants to do a sting operation, and then this is like, so we see Richie go into Stoddard's office, and they have a conversation, and he's like, "No, we just need to put $2 million in this account, and then it'll just be there for like 3 days, and then we'll use it, we'll wire the money." And then, how does it go? Like, how is he planning on getting this money? He's like, we'll just make it look like there's $2 million in the account, then we'll wire it to where it looks like there's $2 million in that account, and then we'll pull it. Is that what's happening?
Something like that. So, basically, he wants to wire $2 million of the taxpayers' money into an account that's controlled by them, so that whenever Jeremy Renner, Carmine Polito, checks the account, he sees that there is $2 million in the bank account. Yeah. And it makes it more legit looking. They didn't really go into much detail about how that's possible.
Right.
I don't think you can call a bank and like, hey, does this person have $2 million in their bank account?
Yeah, I mean, the 70s were hard. The 70s were a different time.
That's true. That's true.
So I think you would have to just be like, "Hey, I got the shit," but they don't really.
Yeah, you got it.
At this point, they were having a hard time getting Stoddard on board. Well, Stoddard was never on board.
No.
Stoddard being played by Louis C.K. This is definitely pre ejaculation Louis C.K.
Like final form.
Yeah, before he was the guy who pulled his dick out in front of people.
Classic Louis.
He was good in this movie, though. He was.
He's really good. It sucks that he did the things he did.
Yeah, he. There's a scene, or in the same scene, he is talking to Richie about. He's like, "Look, me and we go ice fishing in the Midwest, and this is like a point of contention between the two because they're always yelling at each other about this ice fishing story because Louis will never finish the fucking story.
That's because Richie keeps every time Louis tries to tell a story, Richie's like, oh, and then he goes out into the ice and he falls in and he dies. He's like, no, that's not what. And he'll just leave. And then he'll come back like later on, like, tell me the end of the ice fishing story. And he's like, so my dad, and then he like tries to finish the story, and then he's like, that's not what it is. And then he just keeps going.
It's so fucking funny though, and this happens like 4 separate times, and it always lands. Especially the last one. The last one cracks me up the most. But he's like, my brother's dead, asshole. And he's like, because he fell on the ice. He's like, no, you son of a bitch.
It's completely unrelated. I wonder what did happen at the end of the ice, because now I want to know.
Yeah. I wish there was like, maybe there's a deleted scene somewhere where he's actually just telling the story. But yeah. So he goes there, and then Stoddard's like, fuck no, I'm not helping you. So now they have to do something else. Sydney apparently just met some girl in the fucking bathroom who runs the wire transfers in the office. So yeah, she's just now friends with this lady who has cats, like a bunch of cats. And she's like, and this one is Stuart, and he plays piano. And this one is Jamiroquai, and he wrote Virtual Insanity. And then these are not actual. I'm paraphrasing, but
the piano one was right though.
Yeah, the piano one was true. It's like, this is. I don't know if his name is Stuart, but it was like, this one plays piano. This one wrote the entirety of the Millennium album by Backstreet Boys. But yeah, so Sydney gets so Amy Adams, Sydney, Lady Edith Greensley, what's her name? She gets this new lady to wire the $2 million from the federal account into Carmine's account. And then, yeah, so that happens. And then...
Yeah, they kind of just, like, brushed past it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, isn't a bad thing. It didn't, like... It was to help to move the plot along.
Yeah. It was definitely good. There's no wasted motion or movement in this movie. Everything fits where it should. There's no filler. You would think some of the conversations would be filler, but they all drive the plot somewhere. Like, even, like, the stupid conversations between, like, Stoddard and Richie, or any time Jennifer Lawrence is on screen. But yeah, so I'm trying to remember what happens next, because it's such a roller coaster ride, but it's not like, I wouldn't say every part of this movie is memorable. I know that
next they start, like, so after they wire the money, like, Irving is irritated at them because, like, Sydney and Richie are kind of just, like, taking control of the whole thing, while Irving is kind of, like, he has to, like, Sydney and Richie make the decisions, and then Irving has to fulfill everything.
Yeah.
Like,
and they're also playing grab ass with each other, like,
yeah.
So he's got to sit there and watch the woman he loves, which is not his wife, like, basically flirt with this curly-headed fuck in Bradley Cooper.
This fucking man-child.
Yeah, who's, like, grunting, and, like, they're like in bathroom stalls together, like, grunting and shit, but they're not actually doing anything. And Amy Adams is like, no, we're not going to have sex until this is real. until this is real. And then they're like, what the fuck are you? Bradley Cooper's like, it's real. I love you now. And he's like, she's like, I'm not gonna have sex with you. And he goes, ah.
Like the whole time, like every time they have like alone time together, they start getting really close. Just so fucking weird. Like whenever she's sitting on the table, she's like sitting like this.
Yeah,
and he pulls her close, and they're about to kiss, and he just goes, ugh. He like pushes her away. And he's like, oh, I gotta get back to work. Jesus fucking Christ!
Act like a human being, Bradley Cooper. He's a fucking.
You're gonna unleash the werewolf inside me.
He's a wildebeest.
Pumbaa, is that you?
I think that's a warthog.
Ah, what's the difference between a warthog?
I think a wildebeest is like what was stampeding in the gorge in Lion King. The ones that ran over Mufasa.
Oh.
Yeah. I like how we're just using Lion King as a reference for animals.
I mean, it is pretty accurate. Holy shit, they can run 50 miles an hour?
Fuck, man. Yeah, no wonder Mufasa dead. Holy fuck.
Yeah. Fucking Christ.
You know what surprises me the most about this movie?
Huh.
Nobody dead.
Yeah.
Like
it's a happy ending.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
For the most part.
there's one sad thing. But we'll get to that. It's not like anything like too depressing. It's sad for one character, maybe two. Because everybody else kind of just has a good ending, where it's like, oh wow, that's really nice for everybody. But like, oh fuck it, we'll just say it. Carmine and Irving had a really good friendship. And now Carmine, for good reason, doesn't trust Irving. But Irving kind of made out really well. And he ensured that Irving's sentence would only be 18 months. And he also... Carmine, sorry. Irving made Carmine's sentence only 18 months. Jennifer Lawrence, she ends up meeting some guy at a party and...
Almost gets Irving killed.
Yeah, almost gets Irving killed. This is like after... So, they're doing all the stuff with Carmine, with Michael Pena, and he gives him like this little knife, and they're like in this. I think they're in this like plane or whatever, and they're like, "Hey man, can you say anything in Arabic?" And he's like, "Assalamu alaikum" or "Assalamu alaikum" or whatever the fuck.
Assalamu lick my nuts.
Assalamu lick my nuts. And then he's like, "That's all you can say." It's like, I know some other phrases, and then he doesn't though. He's just very quiet, and he doesn't look.
So he says that he doesn't know a lot, but whenever it comes down to, they meet. So after they give the knife, they go. Carmine wants the Sheik to attend a party. And when they all get there, they see that there's like a mafia, like a bunch of mafia members. That's when Richie's like, "Oh no, we're going after the mafia now."
Yeah.
They meet up with. Huh?
Yeah, and this is like before this party. After he meets with after Carmine meets with Richie or Irving's friend, who is pretending to be the Sheik. He calls Irving. Carmine calls Irving in his home, where his wife is, his actual wife, and Danny. So Jennifer Lawrence, and then he's like, "Yeah, invite your wife. She's a hoot. She's fantastic. Everybody loves her." And he's like, "I'm not bringing my wife. That's stupid. Like I don't want to bring her." And then she's like, no, I'm gonna go get ready because Carmine wants to see me. And then so she gets ready. This is the scene. This is after she's already met Carmine and did the whole nail thing. She was like, "Yeah, my nails smell like flowers and dog shit."
And you're proud about that?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't think she actually says dog shit, but
She says like garbage.
yeah, she says garbage.
Smells like lavender and garbage. It's like, oh, Jeremy Renner's like, oh, it smells like flowers. She's like, yeah, and garbage, right?
She's very proud of the fact that they stink.
Yeah. Like a sweet and sour nail polish.
Yeah, and she always keeps like a little bottle with her. And it's gonna play kind of a role later, like in like him just Irving discovering that she's talking to one of the mafia guys, but yeah. So then we get to the scene where they go to this party and all around the bar there are mafia members and they are just fucking chilling. And they basically stop in their tracks. Like everybody who's going in, Richie's there. He's not supposed to be there. He just shows up. And then Carmine and Irving. So they're just like frozen in fear looking at the mafia. Richie's like, we gotta go talk to them. We gotta go. And then he's like trying to set up a plan to like bust or like kind of scam the mafia and bust them. But he's also trying to keep it under wraps because Carmine doesn't know he's being scammed. It's fucking weird. But Jennifer Lawrence is like, they ain't scary. I'm gonna go talk to them. So she just goes over there, talks to the mafia, starts talking to this one guy all night. I think he's like the right-hand man of Robert De Niro's character.
Yeah, Taleggio. I think that's his name.
Yeah, it's whatever. He's fucking terrifying.
That scene was actually kind of like intense.
Yeah. So basically now they're being invited to this table with the mafia because Jennifer Lawrence is like, oh, that's my husband right there. That's my husband. And then, so they're all sitting around this table. Oh, no, not yet. Right? Do they have the Sheik with them right now? Yeah, they do. Okay. So they do sit around this table, and they're like, look, we can... Don't they start, like, trying to... Carmine, at least, is like, look, I can pay you money... $10 million, right? They start thinking like $10 million we can wire to your account and we can start what was this for? Taleggio explains. So Taleggio and the Sheik they need the Sheik to become an American citizen. I remember that part.
Yeah. So that was a little bit before. Oh, I didn't know. So like the 50 million was from whenever they renovated one of the casinos that they're at now. Like this is a scene prior. They saved 50 million by choosing to renovate instead of building from the ground up, and that's where the 50 million's from.
Yeah.
And then they bring the Sheik, and then
the 10 million is to help prove Sheik's legitimacy.
10 million. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's 10 million, and they have to try to prove the Sheik's legitimacy and get him to become an American citizen, even though he is. So that's going to be really difficult for them. So
Mr. Taleggio says they should put $10 million in the bank of his choice in the next 2 weeks, or they consider it an insult to his friends in Florida.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Okay.
And
to clarify that this investment is the real deal. But this is what I was talking about earlier. So, the Sheik, the actual guy, says he doesn't really know any Arabic, but whenever they're like all talking, Mr. Taleggio goes, "Oh, you're from
The Emirates.
the Emirates." He's like, "Yeah," and he starts speaking Arabic, and everyone's kind of like frozen in fear because he doesn't know any, and after one of the guys barges in, he's like really drunk, he's sauced to the gills. He stands up and he starts speaking Arabic to Mr. Taleggio. And that's the part that kind of confused me. Like, he said he didn't know anything, but he says like a whole phrase.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that's like enough to get them by.
He says, "Oh, it says it'll be great doing business with you. The investment is real. It was a pleasure to meet you," is what he says.
Ooh.
Huh.
Good on you, Michael Pena.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So after that scene wraps up, they've got the mafia. They're like, okay, well we need to not fuck this up or we're all dead. Well, Richie starts confessing his love to Sydney, and this is where he starts like grunting and being aggressive. And then she drops her English accent and she goes, "You want to know something real? This is real." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "This is real." And then he's like, "What the fuck?" And then she's just like, "Yeah, I'm not British, dude." He's like, yeah, you are. You're fucking Edith, whatever the fuck your name is. Edith.
Crazy name.
Yeah, it's Italian. Yeah,
Edith, whatever the fuck your name is.
Is Edith, whatever the fuck my name is. But yeah, so she's like, "I'm from fucking Albuquerque, dude. Like, I'm not British at all." And he's like, "Well, shit." And Nugget, get the fuck away from the screen. It's not that serious. It's not.
I think Nuggets has a few words she'd like to say about this.
Yeah. What do you got to say about American Hustle? What do you got to say?
Mm-hmm.
She looks pissed. What do you got to say? She's like, "Don't point the camera at me."
You're like, "Stop. I'm not wearing my good fur."
I didn't put pants on.
Shit, I gotta put pants on. This scene has one of my favorite scenes. Is whenever he's on the phone with Stoddard, and he's telling him to wire $10 million, and Stoddard's like, "Fuck no!" And he's like getting all pissed. He's like, "I'm the boss now. You gotta listen to me." Like,
yeah, he's such a little whiny bitch, dude. But then it like gets out of hand. And he's like, "Where are you right now?" He's like, "I'm on 61st Street." So he's like, "I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." He's like, "What?" And then he hangs up the phone. And then he like storms out of the room. This is after Amy Adams refused to have sex with him. So he's like, He's like, "Ah!" Yeah. And then
wait, no, we're missing a part. Hang on. I think I'm missing a part because, like, is this when Irving comes in? Yeah, this is when Irving comes in, and he had gone to the dry cleaners, opens a safe in the back, and takes out a lot of cash and a handgun. And after fucking soy boy Richie gets fucking turned down, he comes in and he's pointing a gun at Richie, and she reveals that she told him her real name, and he's like, "What the fuck? Why would you do that?" kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then that's whenever he calls Stoddard, and then he said he's gonna come kick the shit out of him.
Lucy K's like, "What?"
He's like, "What? What?" I love his delivery on that because he's like, "What?" He's like, so I love. Okay, so whenever he's trying to, after he like has that freak out on the phone, he goes up to Sydney. He's like, "You gotta calm me down, baby. You gotta calm me down. You gotta calm me down."
Yeah.
He's like, I'm so confused right now. And he's like, maybe if we fuck, it'll help.
And she's like,
And
we can only fuck if it's real. He's like, this is real. I love you. And she's just like, motherfucker, I'm not even British. You didn't even know my real name.
like, we'll get back to that later. Let's just get down and dirty. Heels to Jesus. Come on.
Did he say heels to Jesus, or did he just come?
No.
Okay.
No, he just said I love you a bunch of times.
Yeah, he's like, I love you. I'm in love with you. I love you. And she's like, I'm British. Or I'm not British. I'm from Albuquerque. You don't even know my real name. It's Sydney. And then he's like, can we still fuck though? Like,
he's like,
it's
okay,
like,
I mean,
it's like, all right, you're just a new person to me. Let's fuck.
oh, I forgot. Richie this whole time has a fiance.
Yeah.
I forgot. He was having dinner with his mom. He had those little curlers in his hair. And Sydney calls after Rosalind and Irving go out to dinner with Carmine and his wife.
Yep.
And she's like, who's that? She's like, I'm his fiance. He's like, oh, it's nobody. It's nobody. So we find out he's also a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like Irving.
Yeah. Irving's
Bigger
just
piece of shit.
Irving's just a smarter piece of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that happens, and then he goes to, it cuts to a scene where he storms out the door, and then it cuts to a scene where it's Richie and Stoddard in a room where they're talking to like the police chief, and they're being recorded, and Stoddard's like, look, man, I'm not trying to, like, he's trying to do some shit where he's trying to use money, $10 million of money, and get it wired to the mafia. And he's like, yeah, he's like, really? You're trying to do a sting operation on the mafia? And he's like, wow, Nugget, come on, man. She just smacked.
I didn't know that was in the movie. Oh, Nugget, come on, man.
She smacked my camera and got out of the way. So I like, but
Nugget needs to have a talk with you. She's like, get this fucking thing out of my face. I'm working with you.
But yes. What are you staring at?
I wish I could see her. Nugget. Nuggy woo moo.
She can't hear you either.
She can feel my presence.
Just through my headphones. But
Nugget.
She doesn't remember. No.
F2 Nugget. F2.
I think she remembered enough. She was like, oh yeah, I used to fuck with your shit all the time.
She's like, how's that wall, motherfucker?
I bet it's a real wall now.
Yeah, I got fucking like 4 of them. What are you gonna do now, Nugget?
She just climbs them 'cause she can't tear them down.
She just fucking boom, just punches the fucking hole through my wall. Like, how in the hell?
My name's actually Kyle.
Mitch Connor. Boom.
Oh my god. What a little shit.
I know. Little
But
shit nugget.
she does have like a little poop stain on her head.
It's
like this
dingleberry.
little orange spot that she's been rocking since she was like a baby.
Oh, so she got a little bleach. She got a little bleach hair.
Yeah, a little orange there, here and there. But yeah. So they're talking in this room. They're like, oh, you're trying to get the mob. You're trying to get Taleggio right now. That's a big arrest. let's do that. And the whole time Stoddard's like, come on, dude.
He's like, what?
Like he's being a dumbass about all of this, and you're like encouraging him. He beat my ass with my own phone, basically. Which
He called me up at 2 a.m. and told me he's gonna kill me.
and then it cuts to Bradley Cooper barging into Stoddard's office and then beating the shit out of Louis C.K. with his own phone.
And then Louis C.K. reaches for the gun, and then Bradley Cooper reaches for the other gun. He's like, no, don't get that gun.
And he's pointing the gun at Louis C.K. is pointing the gun at Bradley Cooper, and he's like, "You put that gun down."
Dude, that fucking scene cracked me up.
He's like, "Don't load that gun."
He's like, don't load that gun. No, you put that gun down.
Oh my god! You would think this would be like a drama, but this was like a comedy. Like it was
a crama.
Yeah, it was a crime comedy. I mean, there was definitely dramatic moments, but this was mostly a comedy. Like American Hustle's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was really really fucking good. Like I knew for it was gonna be decent. I didn't know it was gonna be this good.
Yeah, I mean Christian Bale's always worth a lot in my opinion. Like he's so fucking good. Yeah. Like his stock is way the fuck up. Especially for like I'm a huge Christian Bale fan. I don't think I've seen a movie where I hated it with him in it. So like Ford v Ferrari, fantastic. The Machinist, fantastic. Maybe The Terminator with him in it.
Was he in Terminator?
He was in a Terminator movie. I think it was. It wasn't Genesis, or was it Genesis?
Salvation.
Salvation. Yeah, that's what it was. Genesis sucked too, though. So.
I forgot. Did he?
He like flipped out on the set of Salvation. I think we'd be remiss if we did. Just imagine him being like screaming at a director or whoever he screamed at. I think it was somebody on set. And he was like, "Oh, you fucking gonna tell me that you're gonna fucking do this shit, bloke?" I don't know. I don't know how he talks. I know he's British, but I don't.
Did Christian Bale gain weight for Vice?
Oh, probably. Was it Dick Cheney?
Yeah, he played Dick Cheney.
Goddamn.
It does not look anything like him. Holy shit.
I need to watch that. Does it show him shooting his assistant?
I don't know.
I thought he was a quail. Does that make it
Pittsburgh to me?
Does that make it better?
At that point, I think we just need to check your eyesight, check your fucking your mental.
Well, I mean, he is an old fucking man, but I think he was trying to kill his assistant.
Oh yeah, he 100% was.
Dick fucking Cheney.
Anything like him? That is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like prosthetic either. Like that, he looks like an old fucking fat man.
He part of his method acting, he actually aged like 40 years, and then he had to de-age himself. So
yeah, he had a DH for what's his next movie?
He just smoked like 40 cigarettes a day, and then he had to go get like facelifts and whatever, like stretched his face so the wrinkles would be gone. He
had to gain. Oh my! He had to gain an age a shit ton, and then immediately lose all of it and DH for Ford v Ferrari.
That's a great fucking movie, dude. God damn it.
I need to watch it. He plays Ken Miles, guy for Ferrari or Ford.
I don't think he was signed to anything. He's just like a really good driver. And then
it was Ford.
Oh, it was Ford.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Matt Damon's character in there kind of like he's like the only driver we're gonna have drive is Ken Miles, even though they like don't really like each other.
He's
Um,
like, it's like something off about him, isn't there? Like he's not all there mentally, or he's just
I think they're all there mentally. He's just like he's just a very like yeah he's a very arrogant like prick about driving, and then I don't know. It's such a good movie. It's been a while since I watched it. The last time I saw it, it was in theaters. So
okay.
yeah, and like that movie is so good. Like it's not for just car enthusiasts, which I like. Like if it were like a boner movie for like anybody who likes cars, then I
Like Fast and the Furious.
yeah like I wouldn't give a shit. But there's like a cohesive, really good story there, and Matt Damon, can't go wrong with Matt Damon. Can't go wrong with Christian Bale. Both fantastic actors. John Barenthal's in the movie. He's great in it. Can't go wrong with him either. I think everything he's done has been pretty solid. He was a great Punisher. He was.
Oh yeah, he did play Punisher.
He was great in The Walking Dead whenever he was Shane. But yeah, I don't think I've seen a John Barenthal role that I've hated either. Like it's weird.
He's a Baby Driver too.
Ooh,
Huh.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's wrap up this movie so we can choose a.
Yeah, we're pretty close to the end.
Yeah. We kind of nailed the time here. We're getting good. We're getting good at our format.
We talk about the movie, we drift off for like 20 minutes, we come back onto the movie, drift off for like 10 minutes, hunker down on the movie, and then we drift off kinda and then come back.
Yeah. I think we got a really solid formula. Yeah, exactly. Like I think we started developing that formula like maybe like episode 6, 7. So if you guys want to go back and watch some of those, or listen to some of those, or watch and listen to some of those, because they're all on YouTube.
Watch, listen, and contemplate.
Yeah.
Think about your life and our lives. Know me, but don't know me.
Fear and broathing.
Fear, but most importantly, and broathing.
Yeah, fear and broathing.
Not the broathing part, the and.
Yeah, that's the most important part.
Fear ampersand broathing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just it's the word and if you're searching. If you're searching.
Yeah, don't put ampersand. Like not the not the actual ampersand, but don't also put ampersand like the word.
Yeah. Because that's too much writing.
Yeah, no, you're not going to find anything.
It might tell you, what the fuck were you looking for?
It's going to be like fear ampersand, and then it's going to have like a number to call and talk to somebody.
Yeah. It's like, were you trying to say... I don't know where I'm going with that.
Schizophrenia medicine. Fear ampersand.
Fear ampersand. This helps
It's a table with a foot and a head.
Ooh.
That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a little table, and then you follow it around. There's like a little butt it's sitting on, little head. It's got its hand. Its foot is the table. Huh. Yeah, I'm like, let's wrap up this movie.
How much weed have you smoked?
None. Not today at all.
God damn.
It's just me, guys. It's just me. My middle name is Stoner, so that
That's true.
that is a born name. Did not change it at all. That is my actual middle name.
Your parents wanted you to go through life with some struggle, even though, well,
Get called Boner.
Joseph Boner Edwards.
No.
Oh fuck.
What'd you do?
I dropped cards. I also doxed you.
Oh no.
What are they gonna do?
Yeah, it's not like there's many Joseph Stoners out there. Or there's. It's not like there's. Shit. There's a lot of Joseph Stoners out there.
Yeah. Well, my
If
name.
anything,
Well,
my name is now like there's Joe Blow, there's Average Joe, and then you can just say Average Joe Stoner over there.
well, if it makes you feel better. My name is Shawn Anthony Miller. So.
Sam.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
My name is Jesse. Jesse.
Oh my god. We've both been doxxed. Just took one stream.
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure I've said my full name on stream before though, so.
Have you said those funny like what is it like 9-digit numbers that I think it's your SSN?
Oh yeah, dude, like my SSN is 31128145215. That's probably too many numbers.
That's too many numbers.
It's 000000001.
Oh, you're the first one.
Yeah. I got the
Mine's
first social security card.
011010011.
Oh, you're binary. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Where were we at on American Hustle?
He beat the shit out of Stoddard.
Yes, he did. It was a very funny scene. Probably my favorite of the movie. I know you said yours is like whenever he's grunting at Amy Adams, but
that telephone scene where he's like, "I'm the boss. I'm the boss."
which leads directly into my favorite, which is great.
Yeah.
So that happens, and then so now the FBI is on board. They're trying to help Richie with his endeavor. I think at this point we see Irving. He's in his room. He's freaking the fuck out. Oh wait, no, because we see. Doesn't Rosalind get out of the car? No. She's at dinner with Pete, the guy in Taleggio's. He's in the mafia, and she's like talking to him, and she's like, yeah, and then she starts telling him everything.
She's like, he thinks I'm stupid, but I'm not stupid. And then she goes on to tell him everything about how he says he's working for an IRS guy.
Yeah.
But, completely rats him out to this guy that he's trying to fuck over. Completely stupid. Very dumb.
I was like, he thinks I'm stupid, but I'm just gonna say some dumb shit just to prove that I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't think what she was doing was like dumb. I think she was trying to sell him out.
Probably.
But like, still, like in the grand scheme of things, like, I mean, it makes sense in the plot that she's being like a vindictive bitch, but like, also, Irving is a piece of shit, so like he kind of deserves what he's getting.
Yeah, like everyone in this movie is like evil in some way, so like you don't necessarily feel that bad for them, but then again, it's the anti-hero, so you kind of like you do feel bad, but you also gotta like you're like, well, Irving isn't. He's trying to. He's a good guy underneath everything, but he's also a piece of shit. So
Right.
it's kind of like the anti-hero.
Yeah. So that happens. She's like, yeah, the fucking asshole does this shit. So after that, what happens?
So Pete leaves, and the next scene is Irving freaking out at Rosalind, and it kind of like it's a flashback scene where he's like talking about how they get they basically like ambush him is what this says.
Yeah.
And Irving and Carmine get put into the front seat of the car with Pete and then somebody, and they're all driving. And this is where the nail polish comes into play. Like Irving knows that Rosalind was there because her nail polish was on the dashboard.
Yeah.
And they put a burlap sack over his head and start choking him, and like basically trying to get answers out of him, like who are you working for and all this and that. And I think this is where what happens, because like he tells her all that and she's playing the victim. Basically this is where what Shawn was talking about earlier, where she's like trying to spin it like she meant to do it the whole time. She quotes a book like Aggressive Intentions or some shit like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And he then, what does he do? She says she's gonna move to Florida with the guy. He says that she's gonna be in danger if she does. And this is where she's like, he like goes to kiss her and she's like, I want a divorce. And he's like, oh, cool. Basically, because he was wanting a divorce earlier, but she wasn't gonna give it to him. And now she's like, I'm getting a divorce. It's okay to be sad. He's like, no, it's cool.
And he just wants joint custody of Danny at this point.
Yeah. And he tells her he has a plan, and he kind of makes it seem like it was her that kind of like it's her plan. He made it seem like it's her plan, but really it's his plan to the whole ending of the movie is what this is talking about.
Yeah. So after that, in order for the plan to go through, he's got to cut ties with Carmine. So he goes to Carmine's house and he basically tells him everything. That he was being scammed. He doesn't plan to help him out, and Carmine gets pissed. This is fucking sad, but it's also like kind of funny at the same time because Jeremy Renner's like, "Get the fuck out of my house! Get out!" Get the fuck out! And he's throwing like little rabbit punches. He's like, "Get out of my house! Get out of here!" And then his wife is like screaming, like, "Get the fuck out! Get out!" And then for some reason, you find out how many fucking kids Jeremy Renner has in this movie. They're like coming down the stairs, so there's like 13 of the little motherfuckers.
And then like Richie turns around, they're like, go, and like trying to run back up the stairs. I think like most of them were like at least 16, 17.
Yeah.
Like, and some of them were like in their 20s, and they're all like acting like little kids, like,
right.
And like, oh god, Dad noticed. Go.
Yeah. You say Richie?
Richie, yeah. Well,
Richie was there?
Carmine.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think Richie was there.
I'm reading the plot synopsis, and I'm kind of farther ahead than. No, we're kind of jumping around.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about the Alphonse.
That's what happens next. Okay.
But
so many words.
I'm not even reading a synopsis. I'm just kind of like
I need it to keep me like, because I'll start like spacing out, and I need something to bring me back to earth.
Fair enough. I got like a little bit of the plot where like I can see like the beats, but like I don't exactly know everything that happened throughout the movie, so I'm kind of just like,
no, I am too.
But
this is good to have like Because like there's so many connecting scenes in this that I keep forgetting about.
Yeah. It's not like we didn't watch it or anything. But like we like.
No, we definitely watched it.
Yeah, we watched it. We totally
Yeah.
did. We're not just reading off. We're not just reading a synopsis. But yeah, like I don't know. I feel like if you've watched this, you're gonna talk about this movie with some oomph, some zeal,
With some chutzpah.
yeah, with some whatever the fuck you said, with some
Chutzpah.
with some spicy mustard on it. That's also brown.
Tang.
Yeah, brown mustard. But yeah,
I don't know why anyone would put mustard like it would just down your arm. Do it like Salt Bae.
I forgot all about Salt Bae for like.
I did.
But he's doing it with mustard. It's like.
It's just all down his arm. He's kind of like wiggling it off his elbow to get it on.
Come on.
Or he's just conning everybody. And he's going like this, or really he's got a little mustard bottle. It's like,
Yeah.
and squirting it behind it.
What an asshole.
Whoa, how's he doing that?
Or he's got like one of those like little dispensers that like for like fake blood in horror movies where it like splatters, but it's just mustard. It's like, well, you also got the mustard on my hand and not just my hot dog. So
you got it all over my plate. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely wanted that mustard in my mashed potatoes.
Yeah. We eat hot dogs and mashed potatoes.
I don't know. Some people have different tastes.
Well, maybe. Well, I don't even think people eat. Well, they. What's the difference between French fries and mashed potatoes?
Mashed.
Yeah, versus fried.
So, if you take French fries and you mash them up, is that now mashed potatoes?
I like to think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
And whenever you eat them, does it then become mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
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 All potatoes are mashed potatoes, if you think about it.
Because you have to eat them first.
Unless you swallow them whole, then you're a freak.
I mean, well, then it just gets digested and becomes mashed potatoes.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Huh.
Have people been watching this shit for 2 hours?
I like to imagine somebody like stumbles upon this and like, oh, American Hustle, and it's like everything is mashed potatoes if you think about it.
I have to get pretty far into the video first. They start skipping around. They're like, what the fuck are they talking about? This has nothing to do with the movie.
Like fucking ampersand, mashed potatoes.
Everything is not mashed potatoes. God damn it! It was scientifically proven. Once you fry the potato, you take out any scenario where that will ever be a mashed potato again.
Once you stick that potato in your mouth, it is now mashed potatoes. It is. There's no way around it. You're mashing it up. It is mashed potatoes.
Once you start digesting a French fry, it becomes mashed potatoes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. No matter. There's no way around it.
I'm showing off my grass energy.
For you viewers at home, I still can't see Shawn. I just kind of. I even I have the tab up of me, but I don't like to look at it because I feel like I'm just talking to myself, and I know Shawn doesn't look like me.
What are you talking about? We're pretty close in resemblance. We're both white.
That's right.
Dude, all white
Both
people.
wear hoodies.
All white people.
Shawn, are you?
All white people look alike.
They do. Shawn, are you wearing a hoodie and a hat right now?
I'm wearing a hat, but I'm wearing a sweatshirt, not a hoodie. Well, it's more of like crew neck, not really a sweatshirt. In the summer in Texas, I'm very brave.
It's summer here. It's starting to get humid outside. I went outside. I'm wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt or hoodie, and I'm wearing a beanie or an Canada they call it a nook.
Yeah, beanie.
Beanie.
Yeah.
I feel you on the brave part.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Texas, like, you can fucking combust out here. You were here last summer.
Yeah. I walked to Whataburger. That was it was the day after you guys were like we were in the pool and we're throwing that ball around and went over by the bush. And you start going up there and MK is like, "Oh, watch out for snakes." I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah, there's snakes here."
There's snakes in Illinois too.
No, there's dangerous snakes in Texas though.
Yeah.
There's rattlers and all that. And I was walking up to Whataburger, and on the sidewalk on both sides were just bushes for like a solid stretch of this. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I would have walked a different way. Did you walk through it?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I was like, okay, we're doing this. Well, there wasn't a sidewalk on the other side, and the road was really busy. So I'm like, well, I can either brave the streets, brave the snakes. And I decided to brave the snakes. There was no snakes. Both times I went through it when I was coming back.
They were probably sleeping.
just
I imagine a snake will sleep like. They're doing the tongue thing. But
I can't see you, but all I heard was I knew exactly what you're doing.
It's like them snoring. How does this movie end? Take us home, Joe.
So, they go into Alphonse's office, and they're trying to convince him to let them wire $2 million into the account. And they're kind of like going back and forth, and Alphonse is kind of... No. Irving is kind of hesitant about doing it. And this whole time, they have a wire hidden inside Sydney's purse. Kind of catch him saying anything illegal. And he's like, if we give you this money, what do we get out of it? And he says, we will guarantee all proper licenses and construction permits for any hotel casino that plans to open before the end of the year, and we'll throw in the customary privileges and protections. And Richie's like, well, what if there's obstacles? And Alphonse says, if we have to pay somebody off, we'll pay somebody off. If we have to lean on somebody, intimidate somebody, we'll intimidate somebody. So that at the end of this, we'll teach you how to skim and make some money on the side because we invented skimming and have been doing it for 30 years. Basically just a bunch of illegal shit. And then Richie was like, okay. And he calls the police chief to wire money into this account. And then after all that, the next scene is them in an office, and Stoddard is on the couch with the glass, just pissed that all of this went down, and they're all making fun of him, and like Richie's having the time of his life because like oh, we got him, and
he starts laughing maniacally.
Yeah, he's mocking Stoddard because Stoddard storms out because he's pissed, and he gets on the couch and he's kind of like. And like laughing maniacally. He turns into such a douchebag. Like at the beginning, he's kind of quiet, you know, like okay. And then the more and more this movie played out, the more and more he turned into this man-child douchebag. And then after that, this is where the scene with Irving and Carmine happened. He's kind of like coming clean to Carmine. He's trying to like keep the friendship, but he's telling him like, I can like basically get you a reduced sentence, like if you just work with me. And like I'm pretty sure he's crying when
Yeah.
he's telling him all this.
Yeah, he
Um,
doesn't want to lose the friendship.
yeah, and they so Irving gets kicked out, gets kind of like Shawn said, gets hit with a couple rabbit punches, and
He ends up having a
he
busted nose.
yeah
Like, he hit him hard enough to where his nose bled, but that doesn't really take much.
no
I mean, the punches were very weak, but like,
kind of like
it's yeah, it's not like Irving was trying to fight back either. Like, he was just like taking the hits. He's like, "Look, I'm so sorry," and everybody's like, "Get the fuck out!" And then
and
uh,
they leave, and Irving kind of has like he's had heart problems like the latter half of the movie, and he's been taking like heart pills, and he kind of like takes a heart pill, and him and Sydney go back to the car, and they're like laying down on the seats somehow. Like I don't get how they were laying with their heads on the butt part, and somehow had enough room to comfortably lay there. I don't know how they did that.
yeah,
That seems fake. It's almost like they're in a movie.
yeah,
Um, but after this, so like she kisses him on the hand, and it kind of like signifies that they love each other again.
yeah. They
And then
kind of they kind of like broke it off, but I'm starting to think that was like a ploy as well. Like, this is just like expert
yeah,
con.
like the more you like, we're about to get into like the end of the movie, and it kind of like reveals everything like that they've been going on. And when I think about it, it goes all the way back to the beginning when they were so after they got arrested, um Irving and Sydney were having it out, and she's basically saying like, we'll just run away, go to like Romania or something. He's like, I can't, I got Danny, like I have to stay here.
Yeah,
And basically she's like, okay, if we do this, we're gonna con them, and we're gonna con them good. And that's what they do. Like it after they're laying in the seat, it cuts to Richie Stoddard, and I guess his name's Anthony. The police chief is Anthony.
hmm.
But they're all sitting in an office, and Sydney and Irving come in, and Anthony reveals that the $2 million that they wired is missing, and somebody, anonymous phone call told them that in exchange for immunity for Sydney and Irving and a reduced sentence for Carmine Polito, they'll get their $2 million back. And Irving and Sydney obviously are like, no, we have nothing to do with this. And Richie's like, you guys can be. He's basically telling them like they can be charged for wire fraud. Then Irving's like, but it was you, Richie, that requested the wire transfer. You're the one who picked up the phone. And Irving tried to convince them to leave, but Richie was the one. He had his finger on the button. You know, he was the one who enacted all of it. And he's telling them that if the public found out, it would look really bad on Richie, and the FBI would basically just be a laughing stock at that point. And it cuts to a scene where Richie runs into the office of Alphonse Simone with a warrant, and when he busts in, there was a completely different person there, and the guy was saying that it was a divorce attorney
Yeah,
in that office.
yeah,
And then we find out that Alphonse Simone is actually a guy that works with Irving.
he was one of the guys at the beginning of the movie. Whenever Sydney and Irving first met at the party,
Yeah, yeah,
he was working there.
yeah. And Richie kind of folds. He's like, "Well, I've been conned," and Irving's like, "Well, I mean, that just makes you look more dumb that you're conned by the people
That you're trying to bring
that."
down.
Yeah, and he tells Richie that he was only able to find evidence against good guys like Carmen, who were really just working to better New Jersey, and that he didn't get anything on Alessio, who he was the big guy he was trying to bring down.
Yeah.
And that's when Stoddard's like, Richie, go the fuck home. Like, the only thing I'm going to need from you ever again is for a witness testimony. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of, this is where, like, it cuts to a bunch of congressmen and a senator and Carmen Polito getting arrested. And because the $2 million was given back, Carmine's sentence was reduced to 18 months. And whenever it all came out, Richie had no involvement at all in the story. Mm-hmm. And it kind of just, that's the sad ending for him. He's kind of just like, it's all going down. Stoddard is like taking the credit for everything, and Richie's in the back just kind of slack-jawed, like,
couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stoddard is a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, but Richie, fucking asshole.
Yeah, piece of shit. And so after all that, Carmine and Irving no longer friends. He did help Carmine in the end though a little bit, so he's only in there for a year and a half. Yeah. And on good behavior, he's probably going to be out in 6 months.
He also talks to Rosalind's new flame. Irving does. Because they're picking up Danny from school. I think, or no, I think, are they dropping him off to Irving? I think that's what's happening. Yeah. So Irving and Sydney move in together, and then Rosalind and what was his name? Pete. They live together now, and they have joint custody of Danny. So happy ending for all involved there. Irving walks up to the car while Danny and Sydney are kind of like talking and playing. He walks up to the car and he's like, "Hey, I just wanted you guys to know I had your back there." He was like, "Yeah, nothing happened. We're still all out. Like, we're free." Like, because he helped the mafia in the situation as well, to where the only person that they were fucking over was Richie.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the big twist of the movie, is like all this shit was happening, and the only person that it was hurting was the person who was trying to bring down all these corrupt individuals. It's fucking crazy.
I know that, like, it blew me away, like that ending, because it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, the movie's so long that you're just expecting it to like lead into another scene. Like, I was kind of half expecting Alessio to like be taken down, honestly.
Yeah.
And Richie never gets his just desserts, but it just like out of nowhere just flipped on a dime, and Richie lost everything, and like he flew too close to the sun. His wax wings just melted, and he fell straight down.
Nice little Icarus reference there.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
This is where you were talking earlier about the significance of the nail finish. Rosalind gives Irving the nail finish and basically says, "I don't need this anymore." He's like, "Oh, cool," and he just throws it away.
Yeah.
Like immediately, she like leaves, and he just. Whoop. But then, Sydney and Irving get a loan from a bank to actually start selling paintings,
like real ones.
Like legitimate paintings. So now they've gone clean, and they kind of just living comfortably.
Yeah. And then that's it. That's the end of American Hustle. Yeah, they go straight, and then great fucking movie. Out of 10, I'd probably give it like maybe like a 9. I would say.
That's what I was gonna say, like 8.5, 9. Oh Jesus, Spud. Spud wanted to come in for the last little bit of the movie. Spud, what do you say? 8.5, 9? Yeah, he says 8.5.
Good shit, Spud. Good shit. Yeah, I would say it's like 8.5 or 8.5, 9 as well. I'm leaning towards 9. I thought it was really good. I don't feel like it had any real major holes in the plot.
Mm-mm.
I thought it was incredibly paced. I was invested the entire time. The dialogue's fantastic.
The only plot hole that I saw, and it wasn't that bad, was him saying he doesn't know any. Well, I guess I think he said I know some Arabic. So I guess
Yeah.
okay, never mind. Like that word that checks out.
He actually said he only knows a couple of phrases.
Okay.
Yeah. So he it was.
So how?
I feel like that was really specific, and I guess the couple of phrases were taught to him by Irving, is what I'm thinking, because he knew if the wrong things were said, things could have gone sour. He was one
Yeah.
step. Irving was one step ahead the entire time. He just had to make it seem like he wasn't. Uh,
Yeah, he had made it seem like Richie was control the whole time,
yeah, it
which
was.
is fucking nuts.
Yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, like, well, I mean, technically, it's like based on a true story, but
Loosely, yeah.
very, very loosely. But it's like, um, I don't know. You'd have to be incredibly smart to know how, like, or incredibly lucky, not really smart, but you have to be a little bit of both to know how something is going to go before it happens. Like, anything can
Yeah.
happen in a situation. So it's like that shit could have gone really poorly for Irving. So that's maybe the only reason I didn't really like the story that much. I mean, like, I love the story. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's parts of it that like the only part that I think needs a little bit of work is just like, all right, how the fuck are you gonna know that this is gonna happen in this specific? I mean,
Yeah.
like, you're not gonna know what Taleggio's gonna say. You didn't. Obviously, the wrench in that was that he spoke fluent Arabic, like, and you could tell, like, because he was like,
Irving's fucking terrified.
but he was probably like, hey, so this is what you're gonna learn in Arabic before this meeting. Um, Maybe he knew. Honestly, I don't fucking know. Like,
Yeah, that's the part I'm kind of like. That's the only part in the movie that I'm kind of like. Uh, it's kind of hard to. It seemed like a plot hole, but it also
I don't know.
it could
He
have
kind of
been.
explains it. He kind of explains it like in a voiceover where he's like, maybe he
Yeah,
did know he spoke Arabic because he knew that he does business with the Emirates and he does like all of this stuff. So just to keep one step ahead of them for business meetings, he learned Arabic.
yeah, because
So
he obviously knew he was terrified that Taleggio was there, and that Carmine wanted to meet with him, and Richie was so eager to meet with him to try to take him down
yeah,
that maybe like he knows about Taleggio. He was kind of like before they went and met with him, he was talking about how he knew all like he was talking about all these one specific story. He was kind of vaguely talking about a specific story, but it kind of hinted that he knew his reputation and who he
yeah,
was.
yeah.
So maybe he did know that he like knew Arabic.
No, agreed. Yeah, yeah. I think that might. It's still a little sketchy on my end.
Yeah,
But
a little loose. But I mean, they also did improv a lot of the movie, so maybe like for the fact that they improved a lot of it, it's still pretty cohesive. It's just that one part's kind of bumpy.
there's little moments in this movie where like whenever Christian Bale like he does like he makes that noise while he's like having like a heart issue. He's like oh and like just that kind of shit. Or he's like about to fall over. He's like oh like that kind of stuff. Like that's like really good and very funny.
Yeah.
All the grunting and shit with Bradley Cooper, I'm pretty sure was
Mm.
all like ad libbed. He's
Yeah.
a fucking weirdo. This was just like a masterclass in like how to cohesively tell a story on film, and like just the acting was brilliant the whole way through.
Yeah.
Um,
Characters were very believable
yeah,
to an extent. Well, no, yeah, they were believable. I
yeah,
was gonna say to an extent in Richie's case, but I there's definitely people out there that act like that.
yeah. I don't know. Danny seemed like a fake ass motherfucker. but
Oh yeah, fuck Danny. All my homies hate Danny.
just fuck that little kid.
I'm gonna punch him right in his fucking overbite. Fuck
Uh,
you.
now we just get to our favorite part of the podcast.
Yay. Oh, I'm jonesing.
I
Come on,
need it.
Shawn. Give me my hit. Come on.
So let's go ahead and get this over here. And we will randomize and see what movie we will watch next. And next episode we'll stream live because fuck it. And we'll also record it.
I forgot we were streaming live a good portion of this.
Yeah. That's probably because I wasn't like looking at chat or anything. And usually if I'm streaming, I'll look at chat and actually talk to them. But
yeah, makes sense.
this is a podcast, so maybe at some point we'll do like questions or something. But right now it's a fucking podcast. I'm not answering you guys. So I guess we could look at it now. I see Hi Laser. It's my name on Twitch. Laser Lamone. Is this a prequel to Hustle and Flow? No, standalone.
Hustle and Flow.
And then so he's like sequel to the movie American Woman. No, it's actually the sequel. Actually, the sequel to Scent of a Woman.
It's an amalgamation of American Hustle or Hustle and Flow and American Woman.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. It's those two movies slapped together. It's really long. Maybe even American Gangster thrown in there too.
Yeah, just a little touch.
It's a little bit of everything. It's the fucking Salt Bay guy. He's doing the same shit. All right, and 3, 2, 1. Child's Play. Oh, is that that's the remake?
The 2019 one?
Yeah. Does that count as a standalone, or do we watch? I'm pretty sure it's like a retelling. A contemporary.
Is it based on a true story? No, it's not based on a true story.
A contemporary reimagining of the 1988 horror classic. So it's okay. So for our rules, where I think this is standalone, Child's Play. It's not like Child's Play 1, 2, 3, 4. This is kind of like it's a reimagining. So that's not a sequel.
No, yeah.
It's a reboot.
It's like exactly. Kind of like the Halloween movie that fucking
Rob Zombie.
Yeah, Rob Zombie made.
Fuck, man.
Why did you have to bring that up?
Yeah, is that
Mark? What? Mark Hamill was Chucky?
Yeah. Mark Hamill
I had
played
no
Chucky.
idea.
Aubrey Plaza's in it. I think I've seen this. Was not a fan.
Yeah, I'm not too thrilled to watch. As a thrasher, slasher.
Thrasher. Yeah, it's just fucking Chucky skateboarding.
But slasher is one of my least favorite genres, subgenres of horror. Like I've said previously, I do like horror. I'm not big on slashers though.
Yeah, so I love horror just in general. This movie doesn't really do it for me, but we're gonna watch it. We're gonna cover it. We have to. My mic was really loud there, but we have to because this is what we got. We got Child's Play 2019. I wish it were Child's Play 1988. I really do.
Yeah. It'd probably be a lot better, honestly.
That's got the mom from Seventh Heaven in it.
Does it really?
It does. See your smiling faces looking back at me, Seventh Heaven. Seventh Heaven.
Seventh Heaven. Shawn, weren't you doing weren't you watching all of Seventh Heaven?
Yeah. Because I was going to do YouTube videos. I might still do it eventually, but yeah, I was going to go watch every single episode of Seventh Heaven and cover every single episode. And also I was gonna do movies. I have some. I have the Blade trilogy that I want to talk about at some point.
Man.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe in the future. Who knows? Right now, focused on the podcast, focused on streaming, focused on Delta, and playing in regionals and stuff like that. So
It's a lot to focus on.
yeah, focused on. That's just all the creative stuff I want to do. Like,
Yeah.
well, Delta's not really creative. It's
Depends on how you do it.
yeah. But that's all the stuff that keeps me busy, like creatively or making money or playing fucking Pokemon cards.
Anything to keep you sane.
Yeah, basically. And then obviously I have relationships. We have had a friendship for over 20 years. Well, I don't know, close to 20 years. Is it?
It's
over?
getting there.
Is it over 20? No.
No.
No, not
I think,
yet.
I was gonna say we met in what, like 06?
Yeah. So it's getting there.
3 years. So yeah, 17 years.
It's a lot of fucking time.
Our friendship can drive.
Yeah. Hopefully that shines through on these podcasts, these episodes, or on this podcast. Because like I think it does. I think it.
I think so too.
I think it really helps with the chemistry. We used to live together. We've known each other for 17 years. Yeah, a couple times. We've known each other for 17 years. That's why one of the reasons that you were like the perfect person to do a movie podcast with. But I also know that we both are like avid cinephiles. We are cinephiles for sure.
I hate that name so much.
Yeah. I was trying to avoid it. I was saying like avid film watchers.
But that sounds like we're like storm watchers and we kind of like chase down films. Like rogue film, we're like in the van, like.
there's just like a fucking old timey like wheel with like the film inside of it. It's just rolling down the street. We're like, it's getting away.
go. You're like driving, like, oh Jesus Christ!
Pedal to the metal.
Going through cornfields and shit.
All right, yeah, we're gonna watch Child's Play 2019 with Aubrey Plaza and Mark Hamill,
and some other people in there. We don't.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Awards none available. No wonder.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why. It's not. I'm probably gonna have to buy it on YouTube, but that's fine. Or on Voodoo. Actually, is it free on Voodoo?
I think it's on Netflix.
Is it?
No, it's on
I
Amazon Prime for $4.
It's probably cheaper on YouTube.
$6 on YouTube.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, shit.
Yeah, right? I know.
Alright, well, that's that. Child's Play. Well, that has been the Fear and Burling podcast for episode 15. We talked about American Hustle. Great time. 2 hours and 13 minutes. I, once again, have been Shawn.
I, once again, have been Joe. I think. This entire time.
Pretty sure I've been here this whole time.
I think so.
Yeah.
I can't see you. You could just be a disembodied voice.
to you, I am.
I'm just going crazy. I'm just talking to my monitor.
I've actually never existed.
Yeah. Somebody walks in, I'm just like, oh, American Hustle.
Your girlfriend's worried about you.
I'm actually in a straitjacket, like, we're watching Child Play next.
Watching Child's Play with Shawn. Shawn is never.
I'm always Shawn. I've always been Joe.
You find out like later that like your mom actually put you in the psychiatric hospital because you made me up. You've actually been there for 17 years.
My whole life's a lie. I've never had a girlfriend. I've never had a kid. Everything's a lie.
And it all started when you had an imaginary friend named Shawn.
It sounds like a fucking cheesy 90s feel good movie.
Yeah.
My friend Shawn.
Oh, God. God damn it.
Uh,
All right, well, we're going to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to put this on YouTube and bye.
Bye.